so yesterday one question I have shared in the group. How many of you want me to show it once? Even if you may have done, you may want to know how Pankaj sir is doing like that. Okay, you may want to see. Okay, Akanksha want to see. Okay. Fine. So, but it was a very easy question. It was not difficult at all. Was it very difficult? Yeah. Those who are not in the group, please share your number with Stalin. Stalin will add you in the group. Stalin, please take the number and take care. Yeah. Was the question very difficult? That is what I'm asking. First question. Okay, so look here. The question was like this. Initial velocity of the body was given how much? Number was 10 meter per second, and there was a acceleration of how much? -5. Now if I say acceleration is -5, it means it is actually retardation. Retardation means the body will slow down. So what it means is, if I start this way with 10 meter per second, acceleration is in opposite direction. So already we have learned the body will move faster or the body will move slower. The body will move slower, which means as it continues, it will not keep on going. Imagine your money is decreasing in the pocket. So obviously it will not increase, right? If it is decreasing, it will become finally zero one day. So your velocity was 10 meter per second, then it will slow down. Then somewhere velocity will be zero. After that, if acceleration is still there, it will return back. So you have to first find where it will return. Okay. So when the body returns at that point or at that instant, what should be the final velocity? At that point, what should be the velocity if it is turning? It has to be zero, right? So at that point, its velocity has to be zero. So first thing you have to do, once you come to know, listen carefully students, once you come to know that it is going to return, and how will you come to know it will return? You will come to know that it will return if it is slowing down. And how will you know if it is slowing down? By checking the direction of velocity and acceleration. So the body is moving this way, acceleration is in the opposite direction. So it acts like a retardation. So the body slows down and then finally it will stop somewhere and then it will return. We need to find at what time it will return, starting from this is your initial velocity. So this is the velocity at time 0. So the path will look something like this. If this is the starting point, it will go like this and stop and then come back. Okay, how far it will go, we will check. Now the question was to find displacement and distance in what time, after what time. If this is the starting time, after 8 seconds, in 8 seconds. So first we have to check, will it stop before 8 seconds or not, after 8 seconds or not? Who knows, it may stop at 8 seconds also. So how to check? Here initial velocity is 10 meter per second. Here your velocity is 0 meter per second. So let me call this point B. Whenever you apply kinematic equations, you have to choose 2 points, initial point and final point. So let me apply from A to O, A to B. Which formula I'll apply? Since I know final velocity, I know initial velocity, I want to know time taken. So I will apply V equal to U plus A. So final velocity at B, this is B, is 0. Initial velocity is 10 this side. Acceleration is -5. Acceleration is this side, okay? and time taken we don't know. So this minus 5t will come this side, 5t will be 10, so t will be 2 seconds. So we came to know that it will stop before 8 seconds. 2 seconds is less than 8 seconds. So when it reaches here, if this is time 0, if this point is your starting point, when you stop, when you start your watch, when it reaches here, the time will be 2 seconds. Correct? The clock will show 2 seconds starting from here. That means another 6 seconds it will continue according to question, because we have to worry up to 8 seconds only, right? You may be thinking, sir, what about after 8 seconds? No, that when you watch a movie, after the movie gets over, you don't keep asking, no, what happened, where the hero and heroine went, sir, like that. So after that, it is over. So after 8 seconds, I'm not interested. Up to 8 seconds, I'm interested to know the displacement and the distance covered. So now 2 seconds, it has reached here, it will return. Now remaining 6 seconds, it has to still travel. Yes or no? Agree or not? Remaining 6 seconds, it has to travel. So where it will go? It will go back. Some of you I saw made the diagram up to here only. Why? Because from here to here only it took 2 seconds. No, so another 6 seconds means it will be somewhere here. It will be somewhere here. So this is when the time is 8 seconds. Starting from this time, remember, this is where I started my watch. This is where I started my watch. When I reached here, my watch is showing 2 seconds. When I reached here, my watch is showing 8 seconds. So now, displacement means what? Displacement means from initial to final. So this is your initial at time 0. This is your final. So this arrow is your displacement. So first question can be easily found, because in the equation S equal to ut plus half at square, S represents displacement in time t. So they asked displacement from 0 to 8 seconds. So this will be displacement. One thing you already know, it will come negative or positive. Check the direction. One thing already you know, the answer must come negative, because already you know the direction is this side. So let us check. So displacement is the easy one. So displacement in 8 seconds, okay? S equal to ut plus half at square. So initial velocity was here. This is the starting point. From where to where I'm applying? Again, always remember from A to C, but not A to C like this, okay? A to B to C. So initial velocity at A is plus 10. Time taken is 8 seconds. Acceleration is minus 5 into t square. Right? So this will be 8t. This is 8 square. 8t plus, this was minus 5, right? So this is plus minus is minus half into 5, 64. So the 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. So 80 minus 5 2s are 10, 0 1 kg, 5 2s are 15, 16. So minus 80 meter. So already you have seen the direction is given by the answer itself, minus 80, this side. Matlab, this much length is 80, no doubt, but direction is this side. So that is your displacement. This is clear or not clear? Okay. So this formula only gives you displacement, remember. Now, suppose you want to find the distance, then you have to find from here to here also, here to here. So from A to B, let me first find the distance. Let me find the displacement from A to B. A to B only. So this displacement will be distance also, right? The length will be same. So from A to B. So let us use formula S equal to ut plus half at square. But from A to B. Now what is the initial velocity? 10. What is time taken from A to B? That is very important to understand. You cannot write 8 seconds. 8 seconds means you are calculating from here to here. I want to know from here to here first. So time taken is 2 seconds, from 0 to 2 seconds. Acceleration is minus 5. Acceleration is constant in this kind of problems. So 2 gets cancelled. 20 minus 10, right? 5 2s are 10, so 10 meters. So from A to B, the displacement is 10 meter in 2 seconds. So you know this length is 10 meter. Now you know this. If this is 10 meter, how much will be this? This is 10 meter. So this is also 10 meter. And this is the displacement from A to C. This was 80 meter. No, length is 80 meter. No. So while calculating distance, no students, you have to only consider the length of the path. What of the path? Length of the path covered by the body in that interval. Question was from 0 to 8 seconds. So this length plus this length plus this length. For calculating distance, do not write minus sign. For calculating distance, do not include direction. So therefore distance covered in 8 seconds starting from 0 will be 0 to 2 seconds. It covered 10 meter plus from 2 second to 8 second. From 2 second to 8 second, displacement is minus 90. But since we are calculating distance, minus sign I will not care. Only length of the path we need. So plus 90 equal to 100 meters. Okay. Let us also try to do one thing. Let us check what would be displacement if I use the equation from B to C. So this is just for checking, okay? Checking dot. So I will apply the equation S equal to UT plus half AT square from B to C. So let me write the formula first. S equal to UT plus half AT square. Displacement, I don't know. I know actually it should be 90 minus 90, but let us check. Initial velocity is how much here? Remember, B to C I am applying. I am now applying from B to C, students. So B is your initial point. C is your final point. So at point B, the velocity is 0. Already we know. So this is 0. 0 into T will be 0 plus half. What is acceleration? Minus 5. Time taken from here to here. From 2 seconds to 8 seconds, time taken will be 6 seconds. It will be minus 5 into 6 square is 36. 36 divided by 2 will be 18. 5 8s are 40. 0 4 carry. 5 1s are 5 plus 4 9. So minus 9. So this, see again, when you use this formula, no, it will give you with the sign. That's why it is displacement. Then if you want only distance, what will you do? Take the length of the path. Take the length of the path. Everybody understood? Okay. Just make a note. And one more thing I would like to say is just because some of you may not share your answer in the group and all, that doesn't mean that, you know, I'm thinking that you are not working towards studies or something. I know some of them are, you know, some, like when I was a student, I was too much, you know, I used to try to answer everything. Most of the time I used to be wrong only, but I used to try to answer every time. If some question my teacher will ask, I will try to answer first. And most of the time I will be wrong. But there were many of my friends who used to also study, but they used to be little quiet and all. They used to only answer when it is needed. So if I know many students will be like that. So don't worry if you are not answering in the group, that doesn't matter. But whatever discussions are going on, that you have to observe. Okay, students? Thank you. Okay. Now, tell me one thing. If even graph was asked, but graph is easy, right? Acceleration was given how much? Minus 5. So what was acceleration? Negative constant. So they asked you VT graph. VT graph. Correct? No. So at time 0, this point, what was the velocity? Plus 10. Am I right? Velocity was plus 10 here. Okay, then since it is negative constant, since it is negative, you don't have to make tables and all, because you know it is negative. So it will be negative slope, but it is constant. So if it is constant, if it is acceleration is constant, slope of this also should be constant, but negative constant. Why? Because slope of VT graph is acceleration. Slope of VT graph is acceleration. Slope of VT graph is acceleration. So since it is constant, you have to draw slant, straight line. But it is negative constant. So it should be obtuse angle or acute angle. Obtuse angle. Should be like this. Okay, then you can keep going this one, because once the particle returns, velocity will be this side, acceleration is also this side, so it will keep on moving faster and faster, but in opposite direction, faster and faster and faster and faster. Okay, and this is the point where velocity became how much? What is the y coordinate of this point? If this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. If a point is on x-axis, what is the y coordinate? Y coordinate is 0. So at this point, your velocity must be 0. And already we know the time. The time was 2 seconds. So like this, you can draw one nice VT graph. Done? Those who have not done, you can write down quickly. This is entrance question. Today we will do some board numericals, okay? Okay, let us now see question number learning exercise, physics first PU, material kinematics, right? Which question we have to do now? Check your material. Always keep material on the side, okay? It is learning exercise is over. Numerical exercise 3.1. Numerical exercise 3.1. Okay, so very simple questions are there compared to whatever we have done. These are very simple. A car moving along a straight highway with a speed of 126 km per hour. So this is the initial velocity, right? Is brought to stop. Within a distance of 200 meters. So it has been brought to stop within a distance of 200 meters. So if I draw a picture, so this is your straight highway, this is your car. It was moving with velocity 126 km per hour. And then if it stops, its velocity will be 0 meter per second, right? Because it stops. Understood? Okay. And what distance it covered? 200 meters. Can I also consider this as displacement in this problem? Can I also consider this as displacement from here to here? Yes, because it is straight line only without changing direction from initial to final. So you can consider this as displacement also. But where should be acceleration? One thing is very clear. Acceleration must be this side. Because it is slowing down. It has come to stop. What they are asking? What is the retardation of the car? Okay, so negative acceleration it will be assumed uniform. So in bracket they have told assume the acceleration or retardation to be uniform. Why? So that we can use those equations. Also they are asking how long does it take for the car to stop? How long matlab time taken? So let us say this is my starting time t equal to 0 and this is my final time. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. Let us write given. In board exam you have to do this way. In board exam, okay, properly. So initial velocity is 126 km per hour. but this is given in meter. So what we will do, convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. Last time also I told 1 kilometer per hour is 1000 meter divided by 3600 seconds. 60 minutes into 60 seconds. 0000 cancel. 2 5s are 2 1s are 2 8s are. So 5 by 18. Okay, students. And since this is board numericals, you can use calculator. And when such questions come in entrance exam, I will teach you how to do it approximately. So right now we have to do it exactly. Okay, don't do approximately in board exam because they allow calculator. So let us convert this into meter per second. 126 into, how to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second? Multiply with 5 by 18 meter per second. Anybody? Please use your calculator. How much it comes? 35. Oh, this was easy only, I think. 2 9s are, 2 6s are, 2 3s are, 9 7s are 63, 7 5s are 35. This is quite easy. For this, you don't need calculator actually. Okay. So initial velocity we have been given in kilometer per hour. I converted into meter per second. What else we know? Final velocity we know. Final velocity is 0. Displacement also we know. Displacement is 200 meter. So these are your given quantities. Okay. Now we need to find retardation. Now which equation shall I use? Should I use S equal to ut plus half at square? No sir, because time we don't know. Shall I use v equal to u plus at? No sir, time we don't know. So obviously we should use v square minus u square equal to 2as. The third equation, right? So final velocity is 0. Initial velocity was 35 square equals to 2as. S is 200. So this is 0 minus this will be minus 35 into 35. This will be 400 into A. So what will be A? Anybody has done the calculation? A will be minus 35 into 35 divided by 400. How much it comes? Use your calculator because I want up to 2-3 decimal place. 3.0625. 3.0625 meter per second square. Okay, students. So this is your acceleration. You can round it to 3 digits or 2 digits, 2 decimal points, no problem. Okay, this is the acceleration. Now second part. This is the first part. Second part, they want you to find time taken. You can now use S equal to ut plus half at square if you want, because you know the distance, right? But let me use v equal to u plus a. This is always easier to use. Okay. Final. You can use S equal to ut also, no problem. Try that one, same answer will come. Final velocity is 0. Initial was how much, students? 35. Acceleration is, remember, okay, minus it is minus 3.0625 into t. Bring this side. So 3.0625 into t equals to 35. So time taken will be 35 divided by 3.0625. How much it will come? 11 point something it should come, because 3 1s are 3, 3 1s are 3. So in entrance, no, like that you have to do. 3 1s are 3, 3 1. Once you know it is 11 point something, tick the option with 11 point something. 11.42. 428. Let me add 3 decimal place. Okay. Seconds. That is not a very nice thing. Okay. Stopping after 11 seconds is not very good. Your car should be able to stop in few, maybe 1 second, 2 seconds. So how can you do that? How can you, what you should do so that you can stop at lesser time? Can you tell me what you should do? Initial velocity is given. No, you cannot change, let us say. Then what you have to do is this retardation should be large number. Yeah, your retardation should be a larger number. So if the retardation is more, you will be able to stop faster. Okay, also I think another question is attached. Keeping the retardation same, if the initial speed is doubled, matlab magnitude of velocity, if the magnitude of velocity, which is speed, if it is doubled, what will be the stopping distance now? Stopping distance means this. This is also called stopping distance. Okay. By the way, you remember yesterday I taught you proportionality, right? Everybody understood that? Any revision you want on that or understood? If you want revision also, you have to see the YouTube channel, okay? So, we will not do this in a very long way because we know proportionality. So, see what is the question. They are asking if this is doubled, if initial velocity is doubled, double will be how much? 2 6 are 12, 2 1 carry, 2 the 4, 256. That is too fast. So if you double the initial velocity, now in kilometer per hour, I was trying to say, correct. You can say in meter per second also. So if your initial velocity is doubled, how much far it will take to stop? That is what they are asking. For that, we need to have a relation between initial velocity and stopping distance. Correct? Now, so let us find one relation. So we know that v square minus u square is 2as. Yes or no? In this problem, final velocity we know should be 0 because they are talking about stopping distance. So the car should stop finally. So here final velocity should be 0. That means minus u square will be 2as. That means your s will be what? Minus u square by 2a. Correct? Okay. Now remember, no, question you did not understand. Question was, if you double the speed, if in this problem it was constant, if it is doubled, suppose I give you another problem. Can't a car go with double velocity, Stalin? Suppose I start with 10 meter per second and I go up to 10 seconds. Then in that problem, my initial velocity is constant. But can't I go tomorrow with 20 meter per second, students? Tomorrow, can't I go faster a little bit? Or every time I have to go with same velocity? So once you start, then your initial velocity is constant. Very good point. Already I've told you. But in another situation, that is what they are asking. If somebody is doubling this velocity, then how it will affect the distance covered? That they are asking. So I have found a relation. You can see in the problem they told A should be taken to be constant. Right? So it is very clear that the displacement which is needed to stop, or you can say in this case distance also, because it is in straight line without changing direction. So in this problem, you can see the displacement that is needed to stop is proportional. Why proportional? Because this is constant. Yesterday I told you, if you want to say y is proportional to x or x square or x cube, other factors should be constant. That's why in the question they told this should be taken to be constant. Then what will be this? U square. Yes or no? Agree? Okay. Others, okay. So here what they told, U is increased 2 times. Right? Initial speed, they want to increase 2 times. So displacement will increase how many times? 4 times, because this square is not for decoration, remember. So displacement will increase 4 times. Sorry. 4 times. So that way you should be able to quickly understand. Okay, so therefore write down. So remember this result. Later when we do MCQs, we have to use this result directly. Stopping distance, but remember. So thus, what will be your new distance required? Thus, the new stopping distance, S dash, let me say, will be 4 times the original, because it increases 4 times, correct? So 4 times, initially how much it was needing? 200. So now it will need 800 meter. This is a hopeless car. Okay. In other words, you should not, try to move faster. This example is trying to teach you that don't go fast. Every time you double the speed, the distance required is not getting doubled, students. It is getting 4 times more because of the square in the formula. And why there is square? Please check the derivation of those 3 equations we have already done. So one thing we have to understand is every time we double the speed, the distance required to stop is not doubled, it increases 4 times. So this is very risky. Therefore, as much as possible, wherever there is no urgent required, aram se you should travel. Especially the young boys who will be traveling in bikes and all, be careful. Achha, one more thing I want to know from here. Acceleration was in opposite direction, correct? So will it stop and go back? In my previous question, though, it went back. In my previous question, it stopped and it went back. Here, will it go back? Obviously, one thing you know that, sir, we feel like it should go back because yesterday we have done one problem. Today in the first 10 minutes also we did one problem. It should go back actually. But why it doesn't go back? The reason why it doesn't go back, listen carefully. The reason why it is not going back is the retardation is actually due to friction, okay, which I will be teaching you in Newton's laws, not now. As I told you, this chapter is only about kinematics of motion, kinematics, not about dynamics. So right now we should not ask who is producing acceleration, who is producing retardation. Later you will come to know. So this retardation is actually provided by friction, and friction will act as long as there is motion. So once the car will stop, there will be no more friction. Therefore, there will be no more retardation. Understood, everyone? Okay, so it will only feel retardation till there is friction, and there is friction till it is moving. Whereas I think Samruth has told one example, freely falling body. If you throw a ball up, when it is going up, acceleration is downwards. This acceleration is created by friction or gravity. This is created by gravity. Once it stops, does gravity vanish? Once the body stops, does gravity vanish? No, gravity still acts. So it comes down. Understood? So if I'm running, let's say, and you blow some wind, and the moment the wind will hit me, I will feel a retardation. So I will slow down. And once I stop, if you switch off the wind, I will also stop. But if you continue applying the wind, then what will happen? I will stop, then I'll go back. So this is something I wanted to tell you. Please do the home exercise. After this, 2 questions are there, 2 days holidays you have, and keep revising differentiation, integration, vectors, videos. Even those students who have completed, keep revising whenever free. It will immensely help you. Question number 2, you see now. A car starting from rest. This time the car starts from rest. So initial velocity is 0. Accelerates and gains a speed. So if I draw a diagram, it started from rest, then it gains a speed v, which is equals to 52 km per hour. Final velocity is 52 km per hour. Again, we have to convert this into meter per second. How to convert? 5 by 80. 2 9s are 2 2s are 4, 1 carry, 2 6 are 12. 3 3s, no, 3 we can't cancel. So do this calculation, students. 26 into 5 divided by 9, 14.5. 14.5 meter per second. So that is your final velocity according to the question. In time taken also they told. So starting time, if I take 0, here it took 2 seconds. So time taken is 2 seconds. What is the acceleration of the car? And also we have to find displacement. Again, students, this is straightforward problem. So displacement from here to here. See, it may go further, I know, it may go further, but the question is told up to 2 seconds, no? So why are you worried after that what happens? So first part is to find acceleration. I know V, I know U, I know time. So I will use V equal to U plus AT. Final velocity is 14.5, initial is 0, acceleration I don't know, time taken is 2. So it will be 14.5 divided by 2. 2 7s are 14, 2 2s are 4, 1 kg, 2 5s are 10. Check once, correct now? Correct, is it? Acceleration is correct? Yeah, 7.5, huh? How? How 7.5? This is 5 divided 0.5 divided by 2, na? Yeah. Okay, so acceleration part is done. Now, we also have to calculate in the second part this displacement. So you can use S equal to ut plus half at square, or you can use v square minus u square. Let me use S equal to ut plus half at square. And for these problems, I did not write from A to B like that. Why? Because it is very clear which is A, which is B, which is initial, this one, which is final, this one. So here in such easy question, no need to worry so much about which is initial, which is final. Okay. So initial velocity is 0. It started with 0 velocity. Acceleration is 7.25. Time taken was 2. So 2 square. So 1, 2 will cancel. So what will be the answer? 2 5s are 10, 0, 1 k, 2 2s are 4, 5, 2 7s are 14. So 14.5 meters. So it took 14.5 meters for the car to gain this much speed. So if any day you want to become a automobile engineer and you want to make a very fast moving car, your idea will be to increase the acceleration. If your acceleration was, let's say, 15, 20, then you will be able to get this much speed in lesser distance. Okay, students, please try home exercise. Some of you are not touching home exercise only, I think. So please don't do that. If you don't get, you discuss with me, no problem. Done? Okay. Okay, so now I want to study something called motion under gravity. Okay, but again in a straight line. So I will not allow you to throw the apple this way. Either you can throw this way or you can just drop it, but not at an angle. That we will do in the next chapter. So motion under gravity. Motion under gravity in a straight line. In a straight line. Okay, this also comes under category of free fall. So if they ask you in exam for 1 mark, what is free fall? The answer is the motion of a body when the only force acting on the body is gravitational. is gravity. Gravity, let me write. Okay. So can I consider this as free fall? Look here. Or this one? Yes or no? You cannot, because if you are touching it, then there will be a contact force. Contact force it is called. Again, about forces we will study in Newton's laws. So there will be a contact force which my hand is applying. So that you don't want. Only at the start you may have to give, while giving it some velocity, you may have to touch it. But once it comes out from your hand, from that moment, we will study the motion which is called motion under gravity. Two cases we will study. One case we will drop the body. In one case we will throw the body up. Then you can study what happens if I throw the body down. Okay, so some standard formulas we will try to derive and remember. Not only derive and remember, so that we can do entrance problems faster. So look here. Imagine from some building or something. This diagram you don't have to draw. Okay, you can just draw one line also. Now from here, I drop a ball. Drop. So first case I want to study is body dropped under gravity. Body dropped under gravity. Yeah, please. So look here. Suppose a body is, others are able to hear me? Yeah, okay. So if a body is dropped under gravity, you know the initial velocity of this is 0. Here, the velocity is 0. At this point, its velocity is 0. Now, as it moves, let us say it travels some distance h, let me write. It travels some distance h. When it reaches here, its velocity will be something, v, let's say. So this arrow represents the velocity. So here you don't draw any arrow because it doesn't have velocity. When it reaches here, it will have some velocity v because of the acceleration produced by gravity. Now one thing you remember, for a car, acceleration can be anywhere, this way or that way, depending on what the driver is doing. But for gravity, the acceleration is always downwards. Okay, so remember that acceleration due to gravity will always be down. This always will be down. Near Earth, okay? Near Earth. So as long as you are near Earth, the acceleration due to gravity is taken to be vertically downwards. And the value of that is, magnitude of this is g, which is 9.8 meter per second square. How this value comes, that we will study in gravitation chapter. Right now we have to accept. So the acceleration due to gravity in magnitude, direction we know is downwards, right? Is 9.8 meter per second square. So now I want to know how to find this v if I know this h, or if I know this h, how to find this v. So that formula I want to derive, and we should remember the result faster, okay, so that we can do entrance problems. So here what formula should I apply? Can you tell me? Initial velocity is 0, you know. Final velocity you want to derive, and distance traveled is h. So third equation, first equation, second equation. Third equation, okay. So using v square minus u square equals to 2as. Using v square minus u square equals to 2as. Now, when I substitute these values, you have to be careful about direction. Which direction you want positive. So in this problem, let me take down direction positive. Okay. If you want down, I will do both. Don't worry. Down direction, let me take positive. Then I will tell you what will happen if you take down direction negative. No problem. So first, let me assume down direction positive. Now this is v square. So since there is square, it doesn't matter, right? Positive or negative. This is v square. What is u? 0. Now, what is the acceleration? Because we are doing under gravity, acceleration I will write g. Question is plus g or minus g. What will you write? That depends on which direction you have taken positive. If I take down direction positive, and you already know acceleration due to gravity is always down. So you must write here plus g. Understood, students? Displacement is how much? H. Down or up? Where is displacement? Initial position is this. Final position is this. So displacement is down or up? Displacement is down. So that will be also positive. H. So this is the beauty of taking down direction positive. Both will be positive. So it will be nice. So what will be V equals to V square minus 0 is V square. So it will be V equals to root of 2GH. Now for your board exam, you should know the derivation. But for your entrance exam, if I ask you, a body has fallen a height of h, starting from rest. How much speed it will gain? If I ask, first you should say root of 2gh. It will take time, don't worry. As we solve more problems, automatically you will remember. No need to put so much pressure right now. But I want all of you to give importance to this standard result. No, h value I don't know. So what is the point of substituting? Value nobody is asking. Okay. If you write value, no, then remembering formula is difficult. Root of 2 into 9.8 into h, like that you have to remember, which is not very nice. So root of 2gh. Till here you write, then I will try to tell you how the derivation will change if you take down negative, matlab up positive. Yeah, if they give in the question that g can be taken to be 10, then you can take. In the question, if they say this much is done. Okay. Now another one is your wish. Okay, right fast. Channa, are you writing? Okay. Fine. Now let me tell you how it will change if you take down negative. Down negative means which one is positive? Up positive. So if I take up positive and I redo the derivation, this one if you want to do it fast, but okay. In exam, don't do both of them. So let me take up positive. Now when I substitute my quantities v and h, how I will do? This v I don't care, but this square is there. Square is there, so I don't care. V square initial is 0. Now this is now acceleration due to gravity, remember, which is down. And I have taken up positive. So down must be taken negative. So I have to write minus g. Displacement is down, but I have taken up positive. Understanding or not, students? Are you getting confused? See, which one you take positive, that is up to you. That nature will not change just because I take up positive or down positive. Okay. So now what will be displacement? What I should write here? Displacement. Minus h or plus h? Displacement, what I should write? Considering this h to be the value. Okay, value. So it is minus h. So your v will be again root of 2gh. Fine. So the speed will be still the same. It doesn't matter whether you take up positive or down positive. But while substituting, you have to be careful. Okay, try to, if you are writing this, write separately. Don't mix it up. Then it would may create confusion. I will take like this only for gravity problems. Now, I'm also interested to know, one question they can ask is, how much speed it will gain after it has fallen a height h. After it has fallen some height h, 10 meter, 2 meter, whatever it is. Now I'm interested to know, after it falls for 2 seconds, after it falls for 10 seconds, matlab after time t, what would be the velocity? That also I'm interested. So let us say this is time 0 and here time is t. Here time is t. So then what equation I will use? Then I will use v equal to u plus at. Okay. I will take down positive. Okay, students. So now final velocity, when I substitute, I have to put here minus v, remember, because velocity is down, minus v. Initial velocity is 0. Acceleration due to gravity is minus g into, sorry, oh, down I took positive. Sorry. Down I took positive. So this will be positive. G, A will be also positive. So V will be G. This is the good thing about taking down positive in gravity problems. Because velocity is down, you can see, and I have taken down positive. I will not do the other one, okay? That you can try separately if you want. Done? Okay. Now I also interested to know what would be the relation between this height and this time. Okay? Time taken and distance covered. Yeah, correct. So now, no, you will get both negative, no? So G will be also negative, V will be also negative. Okay, now you see here, third one, using, let me now find relation between this height and this time. So what formula I will use? S equal to ut plus half at square. So displacement from here to here is h downwards, which I have taken positive. So plus h I will write. Initial is 0 plus half gt square. A will be positive because I have taken down positive. So acceleration due to gravity is always down. So h will be what? Half gt square. So this you remember how to find the height traveled, distance traveled when you know the time taken under free fall. Okay, half gt square. So velocity gained was root 2 gh. Height covered was half gt square. What if height is given and time they ask? Then cross multiply and rearrange. So time square will be 2h by g. Therefore, it will be root of 2h by g. Root of 2h by g. Okay, this is also quite important. And I hope this is just coming directly from here, right? Just cross multiply. 2 you cross multiply, g you bring down, then you take square root. Okay. Fine. So this is about a body which is dropped. What is the time taken to cover height h? Root of 2h by g. Time taken is root of 2h by g. Height covered in terms of time, if they ask, half gt square. Let us study now second case where I'll throw the body upwards. Okay. So second case, body is thrown upwards with initial speed u. So u is the initial speed. Now if you want to throw it up, students, you have to give it some initial speed in this direction. Understood or not? You can't just leave it. If you leave it, it will never go up. Correct na? So if you want it to go upwards, you have to give some initial velocity in upward direction. So let us see what are the things we are interested. The first thing we are interested is this. If you throw it like this with initial velocity u, it will go up and then come back. Okay. Now I don't know whether it will go. It depends on where. If this is a building, then it will go down. It will go further down. If this is ground, it will stop there. Okay. So it depends on the position. But this will be the path, and it will be in one line. It will be in one line. Only for showing you clarity, I'm showing separately. So this is how it goes up, and this is how it comes down. Now here, what would be the interesting thing to find? What is one very important thing to know? Can you guess? Up to what height it goes? Up to what height it goes? Okay. So this is the, let us say, maximum height. H maximum. So I want to know up to what height it goes. Okay. Here, what will be the velocity? 0. Because it turns. So let me write here A, B, and then when it comes back here, its velocity will be down. Let me call this C. Later I will think about C also. Now keep your cool. We are going to apply our 3 equations, 1 or 2, and see what happens. So first I want to know from A to B. So this is for maximum height. I want to derive a formula for maximum height, okay, in terms of this speed. Now look carefully. What formula I use? V I know, U will be given, and this distance they are asking. So I will use V square minus U square equals to 2AS. Now we need to decide which direction to take positive. Which direction to take positive. So let me take down direction positive. Let me take down direction positive. Okay. This is fine, students. This you have to assume. Otherwise, you can't mix it. If you mix it up, it will become wrong. In the same problem, you can't take down also positive, up also positive. Is it fine if I take down positive? Okay, so let us do it. So what is the final velocity here? 0. Initial velocity square is there, so it doesn't matter. U square, let me write. Minus u, if you write also, minus u square will be u square only. Acceleration due to gravity, remember, okay, because we are studying free under gravity. So when I study motion under gravity, acceleration will be g, downwards. And since I have taken down positive, this will be g. And for displacement, what I should write? Minus h or plus h? Minus h we have to write. Minus h max. Why h max? Because I have put final velocity 0. If I talk about this point, their velocity will not be 0 here. So the height is not maximum. Remember, when it reaches maximum height, its final velocity will be 0. Okay, so only when you write here maximum height, only that time velocity here will be 0. So be minus u square equal to minus 2g h max. So your minus minus will cancel. So what will be your height maximum? U square by 2g. U square by 2g. Write down. You want to see what happens if I take up positive or no need? Up positive, if I take, what happens you want to see, or no need, sir, like that? Okay, let me try to tell you what happens if you take up positive. Okay, first you write down this neatly. I'll show you, no problem. Then you can compare whether you have done correctly or not. So have you done first? First writing part is over. Diagram should be done neatly. Height maximum you show properly from initial to final. This is my final I have chosen. Okay. By the way, here I should have written from A to B. Here it is better to write A to B because it will come back also. No. So you have to know from which point to which point you have written the equation. So better to write from A to B. So if you take up positive, then down quantities will be negative. So this will be minus G and this will be plus H. So answer will come same or different? Answer will come same only, right? So if you take up positive, then acceleration due to gravity will be negative, but displacement will be positive because it is upward. So again, it really doesn't matter which one you take, positive or negative. Usually what I do is, for gravity problems, I take down positive. That is what I do usually. But if I change it, it is still my wish. Okay. And if you feel like, sir, then I will also change. If you say, change it, no problem. But properly you do. In one problem, you have to take one convention. Okay. Fine. So this was one important thing I wanted to calculate. Height, maximum height which it goes up. Now go to the previous formula, and tell me when it comes back here. I will not do it again. Already we did just before, because after this it is falling down, no, with zero speed. See, with zero speed. So that one is what we finished previously after this part. So when it reaches here, point C, at C, what will be its velocity here? If I call this VC, what will be VC? What was the shortcut formula I told? Root of 2gh, right? Root of 2gh. So it will be root of 2gh max. Root of 2gh max, right? From here to here. Now, if you compare with this initial velocity, if you cross multiply here, if you cross multiply and take square root, what will you see? This u and this vc are same or not? In formula, they are same or not? They are exactly same. Only thing difference will be what? What will be difference but? What will be the difference between velocity here and velocity here? No. Direction. Very good. So direction will be different. This will be upward. This will be downward. Understood or not? So one will be up, one will be down. Value will be same. So please remember, this is same as u. In magnitude, it is same. In magnitude, it is same. Okay, students? So what this means is this. Look here. If I throw a ball with 10 meter per second up, if I throw a ball with 10 meter per second like this, it goes up, and while coming back here, it will have what velocity? Direction you don't tell me, only magnitude you tell. If I throw a ball up with 10 meter per second, while coming back here, it will again have 10 meter per second. So this is something very important to remember. Later in kinematics problems, more difficult problems, when we will do, these kind of ideas will help us to do the problem very easily and happily. We don't have to think too much. So this is important. Again, all these things are done. I hope you can understand what is the meaning of free fall. Free fall means the only force acting should be gravity, I told. That means whatever we are doing right now is without air resistance. Without air resistance. Because some of you may think, sir, if I, you can think of vacuum, or now in real life it's not vacuum, obviously, but most of the time air resistance can be neglected, not all the time, most of the time. So in those cases where you can neglect air resistance, that time you can use all this formula. If you want to know, sir, what happens when air resistance is there, you will have to wait when I will start teaching you fluid mechanics. What mechanics? Fluid mechanics, which is study about air and liquids. So you'll have to wait for some time. All those things will be covered. Initially, students, we always start with easy, simple situation. Then as we study more and more, we start complicating the things. Though we are complicating it, it will still be easy for us because we are going stepwise. Because why I told, no, if you throw a ball with 10 meter per second up, while coming down here, it will again have 10 meter per second. Direction will be downwards, I know, but this is not true if you take a feather. If you take a feather and you throw it like this, by the time it comes back, will it travel faster than before or slower? You must have realized, you must have seen, it comes very slowly, no? It comes very slowly. So for feather and all, it is not true. And the reason is obvious, students. For feathers, air resistance cannot be neglected. So whatever we are studying is under some assumption. And don't tell me, sir, why you did not tell us about this before. Array, I told the definition of free fall. The only force acting is gravity, I told. The only force acting is gravity. So air resistance, no other resistance should be in the picture. Okay, so we were interested to know how high the ball will go. Of course, we are doing in one dimension. Another thing we would like to know is what, students, how much time it will be up, how much time it will take to go up. So now I will derive something called time of ascent. Time of ascent. Which will be TA, let me write. TA, okay? Time of ascent. Again, we will apply the kinematic equation from A to B only. Which equation we will apply? Since we are given initial velocity will be given to us, we will use V equal to U plus AT. Again, you have to understand I am taking down positive. Okay. So what is my final velocity here? 0. What is my initial velocity? When I substitute here, minus U or plus U. Remember, down I have taken positive. Minus U. See, this is formula. When I substitute, I have to put with sign convention. It is like optics only. When I write the formula, 1 by V plus 1 by U equal to 1 by F, lens formula or mirror formula. That is mirror formula, the one I told. So while writing the formula, you just write as it is. Then when substituting, you have to put sign convention, right? So initial velocity is upward, remember, but I have taken downward positive. So initial velocity should be taken negative. Acceleration due to gravity will be positive only because acceleration due to gravity is always down. I remember one boy telling me, sir, but when the body is going up, sir, acceleration due to gravity should be up. No. Is it like that or what? See, when I go up, my velocity will be up. When I come down, my velocity will be down. Velocity is controlled. Motion is controlled by velocity. Acceleration is controlled by forces, which I will teach you in Newton's law, I told. So acceleration due to gravity is always down. Imagine when I go up, acceleration was also up. Then will I stop, students? What will happen to me? If I jump up and suppose acceleration due to gravity was also up, then I will go faster and faster. Then why to make rockets and all? I myself only, I will go to moon and all. Understood? No. So please understand, just because you are moving up or down, it doesn't matter. Acceleration due to gravity will be controlled by the force of gravity. Again, that part we have to study in Newton's law. So please remember, acceleration due to gravity is always down. So since down I have taken positive, for acceleration due to gravity, I have to write plus G. Time taken is what? From A to B, I have called it TA. TA, time taken is TA. TA matlab time of ascent. Ascent matlab going up. Bring you this side. So what will be time of ascent? U by G. Okay. Done. Time of ascent is done. Okay. Let us now try to think what will be time of descent. Time of descent. So now I have to apply the equation from where to where? Up to here only, okay? Not beyond this, up to here. Now I have to apply my equation from B to C. And already I told this value will be U only. Value will be U, okay? In magnitude, it will be U. Value will be U, okay? Magnitude will be U. This and this should be same in the same level. So what will be time taken now? Let us write the equation V equal to U plus AT. Now be careful, students, okay? Be very careful. B to C, what is the final speed? Final speed or final velocity. Here, what is the velocity? U. Plus U or minus U? I always take down positive for gravity. So now don't write minus U, write plus U. So this is plus U. Do not get confused, okay, students? Why we are writing U here? And what is U here? What is velocity here? 0. Acceleration due to gravity is plus G. Time taken is from here to here, TD. So you will get U equal to G TD. So what will be time of descent? Again, U by G. Time of descent is also U by G, provided these two are in the same level. So it should not be like some building is there. You are throwing the ball from here and up to here it goes. Then don't tell time from here to here is same as here to here. I'm saying time from here to here is same as here to here. Okay, here to here, time taken is same as here to here. Yeah, TA is same as TD. Time of ascent is same as time of descent. So again, write the formula. Final velocity is initial velocity plus acceleration into time. This is the standard formula. Then while substituting, check what are the values you have taken, directions you have taken, substitute. And then find the formula. Okay, I have taken downward positive. So final velocity at C is same as at A, but direction is this side. Understood or not? Okay. So now the next thing I want to know is something called time of flight, which I write capital T. Oh. So time of flight. Time of flight means I have thrown the ball like this. It came back here. So how much time it spent on air? Or there is no air actually. So how much time it stays in flight? How much time it stays in flight from here to here? So that will be how much? TA plus TD. That will be equal to U by G plus U by G. And that will be equal to time of flight will be 2U by G. So let me not derive more formulas. Otherwise, too many formulas if I give, you will get saturated. Correct? Huh? Or you can take more formulas. Enough formulas. Time is still there. We will discuss something based on this formula. No. I think this much is enough. Okay. So much I don't want to give you. So this much formulas are enough for today. What I will now do is just play with these equations. We will just write these equations properly once and try to see some. Yeah, correct. Channa is correct. Okay. Even if I was student, I will tell no sir, stop sir like that. But I can't stop the class. Time is still there, 15 minutes. So what we will do is we will see some relationship between all these quantities properly. Okay. So look here, what are the things I should know for entrance exams? For entrance exams, all these derivations are not needed. They will not give option one derivation, option two, another derivation, right? So during rise, during fall, let me say first, during fall, if something falls a height h starting from 0, then its velocity will be root of 2gh. Okay, so it starts with 0 speed. When it covers a height h, it has a velocity v given by this formula. So this I should be remembering very nicely. I should also know the time taken from here to here is root of 2gh. Sorry, root 2g by h, which is also you can write h is half gt square. So these two are coming from same equation, just cross multiply. No, 2h by g. See, even I am struggling sometimes. Okay, 2h by g. So you have to cross multiply, then bring g this side. So these are the three things I should know. At least this and this I should know, so that this can be found from here also. Yes or no, students? These two you don't have to remember separately, no? Yes or no? Okay. This is during rise, during fall. Now during rise, what they will always give you, what speed it is thrown, that they will tell you. With what speed it has been thrown upwards, that they will tell you. Once you know this, they will ask you, what is the maximum height? U square by 2g. U square by 2g. I think I wrote before h max. But writing h max means, 4 letters I have to write. So I thought capital H is better. So this is your maximum height. And time of flight. Time of flight. What was the formula? Anyone remembers? Just now we did 2u by j. 2u by j. Okay, students? Now tell me, suppose I double the initial velocities. Stalin, again, don't think, Are sir, you told initial velocity is constant. Yes, once I throw, after that, if I wait and analyze the motion, initial velocity is constant. But once I will throw like this, then after some time I will throw like this, faster. I can do that or not, Stalin? Before you were telling something. Yeah. So now, suppose initial velocity is doubled. If initial velocity is doubled. If initial velocity is doubled. Channa, I am not writing any new formula. Just we are going to play with this formula for some time. So if initial velocity is doubled, what will happen to time of flight? Time of flight. Will it also double or will it become half? Time of flight. If this is doubled, this is, can you see, students, properly? Are you able to see or not? First you tell me. If this is doubled, what will happen to time of flight? I'm asking. If you look the formula, g is constant. So if you look this formula, time of flight is proportional to u, no? So time of flight will be also doubled. Will be doubled. Why you told four times? Oh, achha, this one you saw. This is maximum height, no? If I ask auntie's name, you cannot tell uncle's name, no? Huh? So I am talking about time of flight. You are telling me about maximum height. Now you tell me what will happen to t will be doubled and what will happen to maximum height? What will happen to this if this is doubled? Now you should say it will become quadrupled. Quadrupled means it has increased 4 times. So height will increase 4 times. height will increase to 4 times. Okay, not by 4 times. Okay, to 4 times. Quadruple means 4 times it has increased. 4 times. Double, triple, we have no. Quadruple. After that, I also don't know. Pentapole or hexapole or something. I don't know. Now look here. That's why better to say 4 times, 5 times like that. Now look here. One extra question from my side. Okay. One extra question from my side. Look here. If initial velocity is increased by 10%, if initial velocity is increased by 10%, what will be the percentage increase in maximum height? Okay, so this is what I want to find. If initial velocity is increased by 10%, Now for this, you should know the meaning of percentage increase. What is the meaning of percentage increase or this 10%? What is the meaning of this? So students, tell me, suppose I tell to my boss, I think I have discussed about this before also. Suppose I ask my boss, sir, I want 10% increase. I want my salary to increase by 10%. I want my salary to increase by 10%. Does it mean I'm asking 10% of my salary? That much good I am not. So I'm not asking 10% of my salary. I'm asking 10% increase. Meaning whatever is my salary right now, let us say X is my salary. So what I want plus 10% of what? Only 10% you can't write. Okay, there is no meaning. 10% of what? X. So that should be my final money. Final money. Okay, if X is my original money or initial money. So this concept should be very clear. So if people say I want 10% increase, or if they say some quantity is increased by 10%, it means it is original value plus 10% of original value. What if they say I want decrease in 10%? Then it means here what I should write? If they say 10% decrease, if they say, I should write minus. So having understood this, if initial velocity means u is increased by 10%, right? So that means my new initial velocity, new one. So first I do like this, then second time I do like this, okay? So my new one will be old one plus 10% of old one. This is clear or not? This is clear or not? Whatever was my old initial velocity plus 10% of my old initial velocity will be my new initial velocity. New, okay? So that will be 1, this is u, this is 0.1. You know, na 10% means 10 by 100. So my final initial velocity, matlab after some time, is 1.1 u. Okay. Now after this, what I know? Maximum height, capital H, let me write, is proportional to u square. This I know. Correct, no students? I know this or not? U square by 4g. So if this is increased, how many times? It has increased, not double, 1.1 times. So if this has increased 1.1 times, if initial velocity has increased 1.1 times, it means my height will increase 1.1 square times. For example, before when I told if this is doubled, I told doubled matlab what? Final my second initial velocity is twice of first initial velocity. So if initial velocity is doubled, you know this will increase 4 times. Why 4? 2 square is 4. But here what we have found, initial velocity increased 1.1 times. That means final height will be 1.1 square times. So my new final height, my new maximum height will be 1.1 square times the old maximum height, which will be 1.21 h. Correct? That means now how I can write this? Let me see. From here I came here, right? From here I came here. Same way now here I will go from here to here. So if I write this equation h plus, what I should write here? If I write this equation 1.21 h plus, what I should write? 0.21 h. Correct or not? If you add these two, you should get this, no students? That means my height, since it is plus, my height has increased. Maximum height increases by, what is this? This is 20%, sorry, 21%, by 21%. Thank you.